Strictly music, only music, and nothing else. We're gonna go ahead and get into another hit versus hit, and I think I have a very interesting one here today that's gonna be very thought-provoking, and it should raise a lot of eyebrows with this controversial take, but I don't believe that my take is too controversial. I think either way you go, when we talk about these two hits, when we put them up against each other, I think either way you go, it's a valid take, and it's a valid point. Both sides have huge arguments for, and both sides have huge arguments against. So let's go ahead and get into Hit 'Em Up by Tupac versus Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. These two Goliath smash diss tracks coming out of the West Coast. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Who do I have? And let me tell you why. But before that, let's take a pause and let's do what we always do. This is an older track versus a more recent track. So let's remove recency bias and let's remove nostalgia and let's talk strictly music, only music, and nothing else. Now I'm gonna go ahead and say I got Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us, and let me tell you why. You know that we grade everything here in the court of public opinion based on strictly music, only music, and nothing else. We're talking just the sonics and the acoustics, the cadence and the delivery, the lyrics, the bars, all of that. I got Kendrick for a few reasons. One, he stands alone on that track, and I give extra points for that. Now, Tupac was joined by his contemporaries and his peers, and they did a phenomenal job, and they added to the diss. But I do give Kendrick just a bit more for standing alone. I also think Kendrick's subject matter was a bit better towards the end. And I think his lyricism just edges Tupac out a bit. Now, in favor of Pac, I have the delivery, I have the flow, I have the overall style of the track. I like how the track sounds stylistically, and I also have him with a decent beat. Now, I do believe that the Not Like Us beat is better, in my opinion. However, the beat is 50-50. Personal opinion is the only thing that can give one of these beats the edge over the other because they're both that good. I got Not Like Us, but it's about 9-10. 9 for Hit 'Em Up and 10 in favor of Not Like Us. This is neck and neck. And the fact that these two colossal smashes came out of the same coast, the same region, it shows you that they have something over there that they're cooking up. I got Not Like Us. And I think that a lot of others would agree with me on this with Not Like Us. I give Kendrick the edge because he stood alone, and I believe that the way he put the track together was just a bit better. But Kendrick loses with the delivery and the overall style of the track and the overall disrespect. It is a diss track after all. Tupac edges him out. So which more important to you? The delivery, the overall style of the track, and the disrespect? After all, it is a diss track. Or the fact that he stood alone and his lyricism was top tier. I give a little bit more points to lyricism because while he was not as disrespectful as Tupac was, he still was disrespectful. They both have iconic lines. Tupac opens up Hit 'Em Up with the iconic line, "That's why I effed your girl, you fat," well, you know the rest. And Kendrick Lamar has the iconic line of A minor. But I also give it to Kendrick for the flow switches. Kendrick switched the flow a few times. I think Tupac's delivery was better, but Kendrick switches the flow a few times. And the flow on Hit 'Em Up does switch, but not from a singular artist. It switches from artist to artist. I believe Kendrick managed to do what they did as a group, as a solo act. And that is a hot take. And if you don't agree, get in the comments and tell me why you don't agree. But when it comes to these two colossal West Coast smashes, I got Not Like Us. And I believe Not Like Us will stand the test of time. I don't think it's here for just a moment. It's going to be in the conversation of one of the best diss tracks of all time. It's going to be up there with the rest of them, with the Ethers, with the Hit 'Em Ups, anything you can name, it's going to be there. Kendrick stumbled on something great, and maybe he didn't stumble on it. Maybe it was deliberate. Maybe he got in the studio and knew what he was going to do that day that he got in there. But this is a hit, so much of a hit that I have it edging out one of the best diss tracks of all time with Hit 'Em Up. I think Not Like Us is better. Kendrick stood alone. He switched the flow several times. And I like the beat just a bit better. And that is my opinion. I believe the beats are 50-50, and you can go either way with the Hit 'em Up beat and or the Not Like Us beat. And they both have brilliant sample flips. These tracks are duking it out. And I think in the court of public opinion, or if you look at it like a boxing ring, this is coming down to the scorecard. No one's getting knocked out here. No one's getting knocked out. This is going to come down to the judges, and the judges are here. Strictly music, only music, and nothing else. Hit 'em Up versus Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. I got Not Like Us. He stood alone. I give a lot of points for him standing alone. Tell me what you think, and tell me how you feel. Maybe you don't give as much points for standing alone. Maybe disrespect on his diss track is what give Tupac the edge. But I believe Kendrick Lamar was just as disrespectful, maybe less. But he was just as disrespectful in his own way. He's not naturally as disrespectful as Tupac. And we're not going to get into the mysticism around Tupac because we're talking strictly music, only music, and nothing else. We're talking solely about these two tracks. On this track, he wasn't as disrespectful as Tupac, but he was disrespectful in his own way. So you can't grade him entirely 0 when it comes to disrespect. He just isn't as disrespectful as Pac. I would say it's about 10-8 in terms of disrespect. 10 being Hit 'em Up, 10 being Tupac's disrespect. But the fact that he stood alone, he wasn't joined by anyone. The beats are debatable, and he switches the flow several times throughout this track, and he has iconic lines all throughout it. I gotta give it to Not Like Us as an overall better track. But you tell me what you think. Strictly music, only music, and nothing else. Hit 'em Up versus Not Like Us. I got Not Like Us. And to that I say, sorry Tupac.